Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to design a parametric box just like the one seen here. The nice thing about this box is you can print both parts at the same time, the lid and the container base. This is because it has a print in place hinge, which I will show you how to design here shortly. So whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. So according to Autodesk, parametric modeling is essentially CAD tool that you can use for creating and manipulating parametric models. Parametric modeling allows designers and engineers to create intelligent models and then modify the entire shape of their design at once, not individual dimensions at one time. So if we come on down here, the three basic principles of parametric modeling include parameters, probably the most important one because we're going to be setting some parameters in this video. So parameters are adjustable variables that define the model geometry. These can include dimensions, constraints, and formulas and material properties. All right, so let me show you this. I'm going to come back to Fusion 360 here so I can give you an example of this. So I'm going to come on up here to modify and I'm going to come down to change parameters. All right, and I'm going to kind of come on over here and show you here. So I can adjust the box length. So watch, I can set this now to, let's say, 70 and hit OK. Or just let's hit enter. And you'll notice that the box length now has changed. I can also adjust the wall thickness. Let's say 8 millimeters. Enter. Okay, so you can see that we can change the different parameters here, all right, by simply typing in different numbers, which is pretty handy when you want to adjust something. So in this case, right, you can make a custom size box by simply adjusting the parameters. So let's change these back to their original parameters. I'm going to set this to 50 and the wall thickness here back to 4 and hit OK. All right, so we're back to our original box. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is come on up here and let's start a new design. And we're going to come up here to create and we're going to do a new component. And we're going to call this component box and hit OK. And since we're 3D printing this, we're going to come on up to document settings and change it to millimeters. Hit OK. Next, we're going to come on up to create and we're going to select box and we're going to click on this plane and come to our origin here, click once, and I'm going to draw out a box, any length for now, and click again. And then I'm just going to drag it out any length for now and hit OK. Then we're going to come on up here to modify and come on down to change parameters. So right here, we're going to hit the plus sign and then we're going to type in a new name called box underscore length, and we're going to set that to 50 and hit OK. All right, we're going to do another one, box width, and we're going to set that to 40. Hit OK, and we're going to do another one, and we're going to call it box height. Okay, and then we're going to set our box height here to 30. And then OK. And then finally OK again. Now we're going to come on down here and we're going to right click edit our feature and we're going to change our parameters here so that they match what we just typed in. So we're going to type in for length, box, and notice our options show up here that we typed in earlier, and I'm going to select box length. For width, I'm going to type in box, and once again, I'm going to select box width. And right here for box height, I'm going to come on down here and select box height and hit OK. And if we use our inspect tool, we'll see that this dimension right here is our box height, 30. So I'm going to kind of rotate it around here. All right, I'm going to hit close. I'm going to come back up here to modify, and we're going to add yet another parameter, and we're going to hit the plus sign again, and we're going to call this one wall underscore thickness. So wall thickness, which we're going to set to 4, and hit OK, and OK. And then we're going to come up here to shell, and we're going to click on this top surface here, and we're going to type in wall thickness 4 mm. Okay, and hit OK. Okay, I'm going to zoom in here, and we're going to start a new sketch on this face right here. Okay, and then we're going to come on up and we're going to grab our rectangle, 2-point rectangle. We're going to click on this corner once, come on up to this corner and go across and click again. Okay, and we're going to repeat that process over here. Go to this corner, click, come on down and across, and then click again. All right, so our sketch is not fully constrained, so let's do that. We're going to come up to constraints and we're going to come on down to collinear. We're going to click on this line and this line, and then this blue line. It's screaming at us saying, hey, where do you want me? And I'm going to click here and here, and now we're fully constrained. Let's go ahead now and finish our sketch. All right, and now we're going to come on up and we're going to do yet another parameter. Okay, and we're going to hit the plus sign and call this clearance. So think of this as the gap that we use between two mating parts, all right, or the tolerance, if you will. Okay, and for this, it's going to be small because it's kind of like a tolerance, right? So we're going to come on over here and we're going to set that to 0.5, which is pretty good for most 3D printers. Okay, so that should work, and you can always change these later. So we're going to hit OK and then OK. Now let's come on up here to extrude. We're going to click on that face, and we're going to remove material, so it's going to be a negative number. But over here in distance, I'm going to type in minus wall thickness. So I'm going to click that guy, and then I'm going to type in another minus sign, and we're going to subtract that from our clearance. So I'm going to click here, clearance. Okay, and then I'm going to hit OK. So if you come on up to inspect, that distance should be 4.5 millimeters. Go ahead and hit close. All right, and the next thing we're going to do is come on up to fillet, and we're going to click on that corner and that corner, and we're going to type in wall thickness. So I'm going to click on here, divided by 2, and hit OK. So when we look at a hinge, there's typically a few parts we want to know about here. A hinge will usually have a pin, and then surrounding that pin is what we call the barrel, made up of these individual knuckles here. So we're going to create a hinge with a barrel that has only one knuckle. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, so now let's go ahead and start designing our pin. So before we do that, let's come on up and create another parameter. We're going to click the plus sign and call this pin underscore diameter. And we're going to set our diameter of our pin to 2 millimeters and hit OK. OK. Now let's go ahead and start a sketch on that face. Okay, and I'm going to kind of zoom in here. And I'm going to just draw a circle like over here. And we're going to type in pin diameter. Enter. Now let's go ahead and dimension this. So we're going to go from this center to the top of that we're going to set that to our wall thickness. So I'm going to click here and divide that by 2, enter. And we're going to do it from the center of our pin diameter to this distance. And once again, we're going to set that to wall thickness divided by 2, enter. All right, let's go ahead and finish our sketch. And we're going to extrude this pin here so that it goes all the way across to the object, and we're going to click on that face right there and hit OK. All right, our box is done. Let's go ahead now and create our lid. So we're going to come up to create, and we're going to do a new component, and we're going to call that, well, you probably guessed it, lid. Hit OK. And the first thing we're going to do is construct and offset a plane from this face, and that is going to be our clearance gap of 0.5. Remember, the clearance is the gap between our two mating parts. So I'm going to hit that, hit enter, and we're going to repeat this process on the other side. Construct offset plane, a distance of our clearance, select that and hit OK. Okay, now let's go ahead and start a sketch on this face right here. Okay, and we're going to kind of project some geometry. So I'm going to go to create, project. I'm going to click on our pin diameter there and then that guy and hit OK. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to offset this right now by a distance of, well, you probably guessed it, clearance, right? Because we can't have our hinge touching our pin, so this is the gap we're going to make. Okay, hit OK. And now we're going to offset again from this circle a distance of 0.5 millimeters and hit OK. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom out a little bit, and we're going to finish our sketch, and we're going to extrude this portion right here, okay, all the way over to our other plane. So we're going to go a distance to object, and we're going to click on that face or plane right there, okay, and then we're going to hit OK. All right, so we have sort of our hinge right here, and if we go to inspect, all right, we go to section analysis. Let's click on that face and just kind of, okay, you'll see the making of our hinge here, and here is our clearance gap. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel. All right, so we can come back. Now let's go ahead and finish our hinge here. So we're going to start a sketch now on this face. All right, and I'm going to rotate it around and zoom in so you folks at home can see it. And then we're going to once again project. We're going to select body, and we're going to click on this guy right here, and we're going to hit OK, finish sketch, and then we're going to extrude this guy the other way, and once again we're going to go to object, and we're going to click on that right there. Okay, so our lid is almost done. All right, the last thing we're going to do is start a sketch right here, is just to create a little feature so you can lift up your lid. So we're going to come over here to offset, and we're going to offset this distance to minus wall thickness divided by 3 and hit OK. All right, and then we're just going to extrude it, finish sketch, come on over here, click on that face, go a distance of, well, we can just set that to wall thickness, 4 millimeters, or wall thickness divided by 2. And we need to specify minus, sorry. And so we cut and hit OK. All right, we're looking pretty good. Our lid is done. Now let's come on over here and click on this little guy right here, and we're going to come over here and we're going to turn off the visibility of our plane. Okay, and we're going to come on up here and check this so we see the entire thing. All right, so this is nice. Now that we made these parameters, if we go up to modify and we change parameters, right, we can change these now, and we can make a box that essentially is to fit any size object. We can change these parameters here. So let's make that 60. So now it's going to be wider. Okay, or we can make it taller. Right? So I'm going to set them back to their original settings here. All right, and in my class, when you're ready to 3D print this guy, feel free to put some text on your box, your name or whatever, with the text tool. And when you're ready to 3D print, what you got to do is come up here and you need to do a save as mesh. Okay, save as mesh under document settings. Okay, and the last thing I will tell you too is when you print it, put this on the print bed with this face facing down on the, so this face is on the print bed. And then lastly, make sure you print with supports so that inside your box there are tree supports or some type of support. All right, that'll do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.